Hello, one and all, and welcome back to the Great Unknown Audio Show with me, your marvellous host, and the most appropriate face for radio. It's Maxim Jennings here, and joined with me today, we're back to the original duo. It's my long-term friend and travel companion, and the man who is on heavy mosquito watch, Mr. Nick Brown. Nick, how are we doing?
Easy now.
Easy now indeed. And yes, it's true, we are back in incredible India, just for a few days, before we make our very much long-awaited flight across to Australia. We are currently situated on a train in a marvellous little quaint town called Wruxall. Nick, your view on Wruxall?
My view? Well, for the mere 12 hours that we have been here, well, 18, I have been bitten probably about 15 times by mosquitoes. I've been to the toilet 4 times in the last 12 hours. I had a really greasy Indian meal.
Indian takeaway.
Indian takeaway. And was probably coughed on about 50 times walking through the streets. It's fair to say this place doesn't really have a place in my heart, and nor will it ever will, because it is truly proper India. It's a border town with Nepal. I think I looked it up, 50,000 people live here. I mean, it feels like 1 million.
You can have that.
But that's not mosquito, it's fine.
No, there was one.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I don't like this place, Wruxall. I'm sorry. But we did manage to stay at a hotel, which was a diamond in the rough, to say the least. Completely out of place. Like a 4.9 rated hotel on Google.
Only been open for a few months.
Yeah. It was like an oasis, to be honest. All we did was stay in that room. We did not venture out of that hotel.
Wi-Fi didn't work, unfortunately,
Wi-Fi didn't
to Nick's
work.
demise.
And yours.
Yeah, well, I, being very organised, had lots of things downloaded, knowing that we've got a 16-hour train journey coming up. We are the first people on our carriage, which allows introducing the episode a bit more, makes it a bit easier for me, because there'll be less eyes staring at you,
and
less heads being turned.
Feet in your face.
Yeah. So the aroma quite now is quite good, because all we've got is a nice little bit of AC, so I apologise for that whistling noise in the background, but it is very much a necessity, because it's about 30 degrees outside. It's a sticky heat, which is also complemented by the lovely smell of locals, alongside
Cows.
urine-infused rice fields.
Oh yeah, infested with mosquitoes. We're walking down the street yesterday, and at first I spotted 2 people weeing. Maxim goes, there are 3 people, and then there was a 4th person, but then there was a 5th person. It was like dominoes. All of them were weeing.
Yeah,
into the gutter.
A conga line of urinators.
Unbelievable.
A really good photo to capture. One that should be put up in the Louvre, right next to the Mona Lisa.
Well, I got a photo of one, so we could you could have this as the cover, the one that we took.
Yeah, but really the purpose of this episode is to look back at our time in Nepal, not really dwell on the last 24 hours in Wruxall, how magnificent they may have been. So yeah, Nepal. I guess we should start with comparisons to incredible India, especially in the places we went. It was very different, because they're close neighbours. You'd expect.
Yeah. I mean, well, first off, Nepal was probably a lot prettier. Himalaya is magnificent.
In terms of what we perceive as pretty, because we're both inland people, we prefer to be up in the mountains than probably down by the coast. Probably in cooler climates, as opposed to burning, raging sun that could kill you if you stay out there for too long. So it's fair to say this was more up our street than in places we travelled to before.
And it was much more relaxed.
Yes.
It wasn't so intense. Especially at the birthplace of Buddha, of course, a very holy place. You'd think it'd be manic, given that loads of pilgrims would go there, but no, it was very, very relaxed and quiet.
Yeah. I'd say one of the similarities between Nepal and India was that the people are both very inquisitive. They speak incredibly good English again, so it's a very friendly place for travellers to go to, and they're very nice in the grand scheme of things. And we didn't really have any altercations at all. Bartering went on, but it was in a very well-mannered approach. And
the business wasn't as forceful.
No, yeah, people were very happy
that's
to help you, even if you weren't a customer of theirs, which is great to see. There's not as much staring. People, like I was saying, people are very inquisitive, but they still don't make you feel uncomfortable as much as maybe in an incredible India. But it is really a beautiful place, and it's a must visit because it's incredibly affordable. The places we went, you could probably skip Lumbini.
Yeah.
If you weren't a Buddhist or if you weren't interested in religious culture, then there's not really much to see other than the town and the birthplace.
But you could stay in Chitwan for maybe a week even.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to do a multi-day hike, that's sick.
Yeah.
And then you could stay in the town for like 3 or 4 days and just have a nice meal every night, go for a nice walk, rent a bike, go for a drink by the river during sunset. It's lovely.
Very nice. Pokhara also. We forgot to mention the tale of Pokhara, and I'll add in the little take it in for a second moment just after I explain. I'll give some context to this story. We managed to find ourselves at another music festival in Pokhara with Ollie. When we met Ollie on our first night, we went and had a few beers, a few craft beers.
A few beers.
A few beers is yeah, it's an understatement. But we started off with 2-for-1 craft beers at the which was the Sherpa craft beer. So Sherpas are the native folk who are notoriously known for being porters to help you climb your mountains up to base camp, and they make their own beer company, which is by far the best beer that we've tasted so far. So shout out to Sherpa Craft Beer Company. They had a red and gold beer, and after we climbed that mountain, it was an absolute delight to try a few of those in pint form, all for the grand price of 750 rupees each.
I'd say that was much more rewarding than the hot springs.
Yeah. Following that, we also went to get pizza, which was quite funny because Nick was so hungry that he had to order 2 pizzas.
I was fiending for a pizza. I really wanted some pizzas. I wolfed them down though in the time it took you to eat 1 pizza.
Yeah, I was very satisfied with mine. You did order a calzone, but it was
a pizza. It was just a pizza. It wasn't a calzone.
A deconstructed calzone, some in the culinary world would say. That was followed by more cocktails, and then we'd heard about this little music festival, which it was only 1 stage, but it was a bit of a walk to get to from the centre of town, right on the lakeside. Great
It was
scene.
kind of like a festival in the park in your local town.
Yeah, your local pub in the park festival. But we went there, and there was a magnificent variety of acts. And I think our favourite act was a American Nepalese man who was, in fact, a Rastafarian. The first Rastafari Nepalese I've ever seen. And this little segment of Just Taken In for a Second is from a Bob Marley classic, which goes by the name of, Nick?
Peace Joint.
Peace Joint.
Is that a Bob Marley song?
Maybe.
I don't think it is. I think you made it up.
It was a tribute to Bob Marley.
He did sing some Bob Marley songs, but the Peace Joint one was
it could have been.
That was new to my ears.
Right, okay.
And I loved it.
So this was a new exclusive track by our Rastafarian Nepalese artist by the name of Peace Joint, and hopefully in this little segment you'll be able to hear my little backing reverb. So wasn't that fantastic? Really amazing to see a great variety of acts. We also had a heavy metal artist who's co-singer, also got his guttural flair going in the middle of a few songs, which is great to see. But really, it was a fantastic event with a bit of peas, joint. So that was fantastic.
There was Indian Elvis Presley as well.
There was, yeah.
Not Indian, Nepalese Elvis Presley.
And so that might have been. It could have been fair to say that night would have been a highlight in itself for a whole country, but in combination with going to Annapurna base camp for a week, climbing up and down the Himalayas, visiting some iconic hot springs, going to Kathmandu for the night, and then going to a music festival, and then to top it all off, going to see some rhinos, elephants and bears. Oh my, if you get the Wizard of Oz reference there. It really has been a special visit to Nepal. So really, Nick, following this conclusive and extravagant review, I guess the only thing now is to give it a rating.
Nepal, hey? I'd give you 8.5 out of 10. I'm only not giving it 10 because the Lumbini segment and the Kathmandu segment, I would have been just happy going to Annapurna and then Chitwan, to be fair. But that's the only negatives of it. My favourite part of it was going from mountain cabin to mountain cabin and then getting down for dinner. Some mamacitas cooking you up a dal bats and then serving you seconds and maybe thirds, and just sitting there. You're nice and warm, you've met some fellow hikers, you're never more grateful for anything in the world than a bit of dal bat. And it was great. I always love going to the tea lodges and the mountain refuges or cabins. It's a highlight for me, always.
Yeah, and the most important parts of travelling sometimes is that you have to go to places that not many travellers have been to before, because that's where you'll meet the proper people of the country, those people who are probably not as well off as those who live in tourist locations, and see what it's all about. So those experiences that sometimes you don't like as much are sometimes as important. Is it fair to say?
Yeah.
I don't think Nick quite agrees with me on that.
No, I've got my 5th toilet break pending.
So folks, that is Nepal. We hope you've enjoyed listening to our various adventures up and around the country, and maybe one day you can share your experiences here as well. We highly recommend it if you are a traveller, holiday maker, or just want a little getaway. Nepal is definitely a place to visit. Should be on your list.
Yes, brother.
So thank you very much for listening. Like I said, we're back in incredible India.
I don't speak
Hindi. I don't know, sorry. I think she was asking for she had chai bucket there.
Alright. Obviously I speak Hindi, don't I? Look at me.
So that's all from us for this episode, folks. And once again, thank you very much for listening to our voyages around
It's the bus horn, right?
Yeah. Alright.